Good morning, and welcome to episode 126 of Getting Rich. I'm your host, Rich Checkan, president of Asset Strategies International, and today is Wednesday, June 7th, 2023. Well, as we called for, as predicted, the Congress went ahead and raised the debt ceiling, and President Biden signed that into law. That's the 79th time we've raised the debt ceiling since 1960, and it's been done many times, both by Democrats and Republicans. Makes no difference. Neither one of them can balance a checkbook. As a result, my personal opinion, I think America died a little bit more over the past week and the past month. The provisions of the debt ceiling bill basically resumed payments on student loans. It added some work requirements for the SNAP, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, and TANF, which is the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families. They add some new work requirements to be able to get those benefits. They instituted PAYGO, which basically says you can go ahead and add some line items to the budget, but you have to cut back from somewhere else. We'll see how that goes. They went ahead and protected, as expected, Social Security, the military, and Medicare, but they made some serious cutbacks on the expenditures they had added in for the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service, in previous legislation. The markets are responding with a stronger dollar for the most part, and with weaker precious metals. Now I look at this and I think that is just absolutely mind-boggling that our country, arguably the greatest country on earth with the world's reserve currency at our disposal, had trouble for over a month or two trying to figure out how to pay our bills, and that somehow leads to a stronger US dollar and weaker gold. The reason that's happening, or it's been happening over the past couple weeks, is because gold and silver have been responding to different cues, and so has the dollar. Basically, we've seen inflation continue to be sticky and actually strengthen just a hair. We've seen jobs numbers, whether you believe them or not, the jobs numbers are much stronger than what was anticipated. In both cases, it suggests that there's still more work for the Fed to do with interest rate increases, raising the interest rates to tackle inflation, and all indications are, because the jobs numbers continue to show well, they have not broken anything in the economy, and as a result, the dollar is showing some strength, and gold is, which is perceived as something that you don't necessarily want to hold in a strong or high interest rate environment, they're suffering along with silver. Let's take a look at the numbers. Even though they're up over the past week, while they've been much lower. Gold up 0.25% today, this week from last week. It's $1963.50 an ounce today versus $19.59 an ounce last week. Silver is up 1 1/3% to $23.69 from $23.37 last week. Platinum is up 3% to $1,051 an ounce from $1,019 an ounce last week, and palladium is up 1.8% from to $1,450 an ounce this week from $1,424 last week. With silver outperforming gold, your gold-silver ratio is down slightly. It takes less ounces of silver to buy 1 ounce of gold. The number currently is 83.19. Last week it was 84.14. And although the dollar has been flexing its muscles, it was up to 104.53 last week. This week it's down slightly to 103.94. As this plays out, you've heard me say it before, I'll say it again, I think this is an excellent buying opportunity. We've got short-term dollar strength in a dysfunctional environment. I think gold and silver will show themselves, and I think it's going to happen this year. But in the meantime, you have a buying opportunity. You've got gold back down below 2,000, buying with both hands here, and you've got silver back down below 24, buying with both hands here. You've got a chance to see us upcoming in the future. go ahead and sign up if you haven't already to see Michael, Checkan, and myself. We'll both be on the road in Freedom Fest in Memphis, Tennessee. That's July 11th to the 16th. And Michael and I will also be down at Boca Raton, Florida, July 23rd to the 27th for the Rural Symposium of Natural Resource Investing. Two fantastic conferences, slightly different slants, but we'll be at both and look forward to seeing you there. If you're able to join us, please sign up immediately. The slots are going quickly. As always, we'd like you to go ahead and subscribe and like us on our YouTube channel. Send us your comments and questions. Go ahead and subscribe to our newsletters and our twice weekly alerts. Follow us on our social media. But don't ever forget, as the Congress raises the debt ceiling and allows more debt, which will be dealt with an inflated money supply, which leads to inflation, understand this: getting rich starts with keeping what's yours.